Maurice Sam, Sonia Uche and Bryan Okwara are back together, but this time there's a twist. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates. Now today's gist, this one is interesting because three names that Nollywood viewers have become very familiar with are once again appearing around the same movie space: Maurice Sam, Sonia Uche and Bryan Okwara, but this time there is something different about the story. And no, we are not talking about romance rumors or trying to create a story that isn't there. This is actually about something much more interesting: the way these actors keep finding themselves in stories that attract attention whenever their names appear together. Maurice Sam and Sonia Uche have already appeared together in several productions, while Sonia Uche has also shared the screen with Bryan Okwara in a number of movies. In fact, available film listings show Sonia as having worked with Maurice Sam on numerous projects and Bryan Okwara on numerous others. And that is where today's conversation begins, because when you look at the recent Nollywood movie releases, you begin to notice something. These actors are not disappearing. They are becoming part of a growing group of familiar faces that viewers repeatedly see in new stories. And for Sonia Uche especially, 2026 has already been a very busy period. One of the movies listed this year is Uju's War, where Sonia plays a newlywed opposite Bryan Okwara. The story revolves around a troubled marriage and escalating conflict inside the home. Then there is Hate to Love You, another production featuring Sonia Uche and Bryan Okwara, and Maurice Sam has also continued appearing alongside Sonia in other productions. So the interesting part isn't simply that these three actors are working. The interesting part is how frequently their names continue appearing in the same Nollywood movie ecosystem. And this brings us to the twist. The twist is in the story. If you have watched enough Nollywood movies, you already know that casting can completely change the way an audience approaches a film. Put the same actor in a romantic story, and people see one side of them. Put that actor in a family drama, and suddenly the same person feels completely different. Give them a complicated character, and viewers begin looking at them from another perspective. That is exactly what makes Sonia, Maurice and Bryan interesting as performers. Their recent projects aren't all telling the same story. One movie can put Sonia and Bryan in a troubled marriage, another can put Sonia and Maurice in a completely different situation. And that means viewers aren't simply watching the actors. They're watching to see what kind of characters they will become next. That is the real twist. Sonia Uche's role in all of this, Sonia Uche, has become one of those actresses whose name appears repeatedly across Nollywood's online movie scene. Her filmography is already extensive, with Filmflux currently listing more than 100 movies and showing both Maurice Sam and Bryan Okwara among her frequent co-stars. That tells us something important. These aren't necessarily isolated appearances, they are part of a much larger pattern of collaborations, and because Sonia has worked with both actors in different stories, viewers get to see different sides of her acting. With Maurice Sam, the story can go in one direction. With Bryan Okwara, it can go somewhere completely different. That variety is actually one of the reasons these combinations remain useful for Nollywood producers. Then Somes Maurice Sam Maurice Sam has also continued to feature prominently in Nigerian YouTube movies. Earlier this year, for example, his performance in Blood War was highlighted among notable Nollywood YouTube releases, and his name continues appearing alongside Sonia Uche in online movie listings. That means when you see Maurice and Sonia together again, it doesn't automatically have to mean something is happening outside acting. Sometimes it is simply two actors who have built a recognizable working relationship through multiple productions, and honestly, that makes the story more interesting because it allows us to focus on what they actually do best, acting. And then there's Bryan Okwara. Bryan Okwara brings another dimension to the mix. He has appeared alongside Sonia Uche in movies such as Uju's War and Hate to Love You. And what's interesting is that these aren't simply copies of one another. In Uju's War, the conflict revolves around marriage, family pressure, and a difficult home situation. That means Bryan and Sonia are being used to tell a story built around tension and family drama. So when viewers see their names together again, the expectation isn't necessarily about romance. It can simply be about what kind of story they're bringing this time. So what exactly is the big twist? The twist is that this isn't really about choosing between Maurice Sam and Bryan Okwara. It is about Sonia Uche becoming one of those actresses who can move between different screen partners without the story feeling repetitive. And that is a major part of what keeps Nollywood's YouTube movie scene moving. Audiences become familiar with actors. Producers notice which combinations work, Then those actors are placed into new stories with new characters. The audience gets another movie, and the cycle continues. So when Maurice Sam, Sonia Uche and Bryan Okwara appear around the same movie conversations again, the bigger question shouldn't be, who is Sonia with? The better question is, what story are they telling this time? Because that is where the real entertainment is. And there's another thing: the online Nollywood movie industry has changed dramatically. A movie doesn't necessarily need a huge cinema release before people start talking about it. YouTube has become a major place where Nigerian audiences discover movies and follow familiar actors. Recent 2026 movie roundups have highlighted how large and active this YouTube movie ecosystem has become. And that explains why names like Maurice Sam, Sonia Uche and Bryan Okwara keep appearing in these conversations. Their movies are easy for audiences to discover, their faces are familiar, and every new production gives viewers another reason to click. So where does this leave us at the moment? There is no need to turn this into a relationship story or create rumors around the actors. What we can actually confirm is much simpler. Sonia Uche continues to work with both Maurice Sam and Bryan Okwara across Nollywood productions, and their recent filmography shows that these collaborations are still very much part of the current movie landscape. And perhaps that is the biggest twist of all: 3 recognizable actors, different stories, different characters, different situations, but somehow their names continue finding their way into the same Nollywood conversation. So the next time you see Maurice Sam, Sonia Uche and Bryan Okwara listed on a movie, don't immediately assume there is some hidden story behind it. Sometimes the real story is simply that these actors are working, and working a lot. And if the next production gives us another unexpected storyline, then that's where the real gist begins. Because in Nollywood, you never really know what the next movie is going to bring. And this chapter between Maurice Sam, Sonia Uche and Bryan Okwara definitely doesn't look finished yet.